My brothers and I started the business now. In April it'll be 25 years, and we started in a little different business than the one we're in now. So what we did is we decided that we were going to do that for people with medical emergencies, and that we were going to set up a 24-hour response center. It was about an 8 by 10 room, and the three of us would sleep overnight in shifts waiting for these calls to come in. And because we had no money and we had no investors, we decided that since we couldn't go directly to the consumer, we were going to go to hospitals and have them offer to patients that left the hospital. One of the hospitals we were working with approached me and said, "Paul, you and your brothers are sitting there 24 hours a day, right?" And I said, "That's true." And she said, "You're not very busy, are you?" And I said, "That's true." And she said, "Well, what if you set up a phone line for our hospital, so when people call in from the community looking for doctors, you can answer in the name of our hospital, give them the names of doctors on our staff. We call it a physician referral service." We then realized that every hospital in the country had this service where you could call in and get a referral to a physician. And so we said, we like this business better because all we have to do is answer the phone and we get a check. Then we expanded this business where we became a 24-hour-a-day, one-stop shop information and referral service for a hospital, kind of like a concierge. So if somebody's calling for a doctor, or a young mother is calling for a birthing education class, or they want to hear about the Heart Institute or the Spine Center, they can call this number. We don't save them money when we sign on a hospital. Every time we take on a new client, it costs them more than what they're doing today. There's lots of companies that help organizations save money, right? We're not that kind of company. We help them generate new revenue. And that's how we were able to generate the kind of pricing that we do. So we are a revenue enhancement company. We are not a cost reduction company. And today we have about 500 hospitals.
If I was going to use one word to describe Beryl, I would use the word relationships. We're very good at establishing relationships with our employees, with our customers, even with our vendors and partners. And so we just think that's the better way to do business. And so
this is the middle of our call center. And I want to point out a couple of things. You notice that all the cubicles are low, so we have very open space so people can see each other. We allow people to have their own space so they can decorate it and things like that. We pipe in noise cancellation, white noise, so we're out here in the middle of the call center just talking in a normal voice. So that helps the call advisors and it helps the customers on the phone.
Typical call center companies run on very thin margins, 2–3%. We decided early on we weren't going to be a company that was a low margin or kind of commodity business where we competed based on cost. We talk about turnover is about 1/4 of the industry average, and ours is in the low to mid 20s, where typical call centers could be 75–100% attrition. 98% of our revenue year over year is retained. So that means that those hospitals stick with us. Our contracts are very long-term contracts. If a hospital signs on with us, they should be with us 8, 10, 12 years. Voted the #2 best places to work in America for medium-sized companies, which is employees that 100 to 500. And we have about 350 people here. So that was great back in 2007.
Invite everybody in to meet our Department of Great People and Fun and let them talk a little bit. So come on in, guys.
At Beryl, our department is really named the Department of Great People and Fun. We are not the Human Resources team. And our mission is threefold. It's enable an environment where employees can work hard, have fun, and build strong careers. Those three things are very important to us, and we tend to focus more on the latter. So typically for every 100 people that apply to work at Beryl, we will end up hiring about 3 people. So the process is very long and very strenuous as well. We screen for compassion. The reason we do that is we can teach you to navigate our systems and use our hardware, but we can't teach you to be kind to someone who is just diagnosed with cancer, for example. Our first 5 weeks are very intensive. Our new hires actually have to sign a sheet of paper saying that for the first 5 weeks they realize they can miss no time. They cannot be late from break. They cannot miss any time at all during the day, because if they get behind, they cannot catch up because the pace of that class goes so fast. Good to Great is one of our foundation books, so all of our coworkers are given that book.
We're going to talk to them about their fit, and so some of the questions I ask are describe at least 2 of your personal values. I want to hear what they think is important. What does the term compassion mean to you? Tell me a time that you helped someone that didn't think they deserved it. Tell me about the last volunteer project you did in the community. That tells me a lot about a person. If they're not a culture fit, then I tell these guys, this isn't gonna work.
Because Andrew uses the phrase, the best a person will ever look is the day they interview. Everybody's got an interview in a funeral suit, right? I mean, so that's the best they'll ever look or act, or that's the best the resume will ever look. You got to get past that. You have to drill down below that and see if you can identify those attitudes that are going to be a culture fit. For instance, if you go into a restaurant and you watch how somebody interacts with the waiter, that'll tell you whether they respect people or not. If you're a senior management person, you don't even get graded. If you're not adhering to our core values, you're not here.
We do an annual client survey that outlines not only satisfaction with products and products, but the service we deliver. And we develop action plans from the feedback that we get from that survey. So that's an annual part of our planning process and feedback into our goals for 2010.
Beryl gives off that vibe that, you always have to do the right thing and put the passion into everything you do first. And so when you go someplace else and they don't deliver that to you, you get angry, you just don't like it. And so I think this company has given all of us that, that experience.
And this company really gives you the development, not only professionally, but personally, to help you be a better person, not only in your personal life, but how to get the most out of your career. And I mean, I've been so blessed here that every time I think that nothing else better is going to come along, something else does. And I hear a lot of people that this place has really changed their lives, and we hope that it never changes because it's been such a blessing here. So,
someone's always here to step up and help and just offer a helping hand. And if everyone is like that, it really doesn't matter how many people's here, because it'll just be more people with more open hands to help.
I just love helping and knowing that I'm being able to help another family, because it is a huge family that, you know that you're not just affecting one person, you're affecting an entire family.
We're always looking for these premium provider businesses, or else we just don't do it. And that's where we make the choice to be the best in the world at what we do, and we turn away lots of business all the time because it takes us beyond what we think we're comfortable doing. In the book Small Giants, they talk about 3 different things: intimacy with employees, intimacy with customers, and intimacy with the community. For me, it's all about employees, and I think if you start with employees and gain their loyalty, that's going to drive customer loyalty. If you get your customers to be loyal, that's going to drive profit, and we're going to commit to return that profit back into our people and giving them better tools and resources to do their job. So for me, it's employees number 1. Is how do we grow the business? And as you grow a business, you have to add more structure. You have to add more accountability. So there's always a threat to the culture, but our commitment is that we're always going to maintain and hopefully enhance the culture. And I think we do that by a set of core values that we live by. And we say that anything in the company can change except those core values. And as long as we do that, I think that we can scale culture just like you can scale a business.
What will we see in 15 years when we come back here?
Well, I think you'll see more smiles. I think you'll still see people who love getting up every day and doing what they do. I believe that the company exists to enhance the lives of the people that work here. And so if people understand that that's our commitment as leaders, then they're going to want to remain in the company, remain passionate about what they do. We're in a small niche in healthcare. We help make the world a better place, and maybe there'll be more people here. Maybe the building will be a little bit bigger. Maybe we'll have more technology. Maybe we'll have more process, but the business will still be about people. And I think whether it's 5, 10, or 15 years, that won't change. It's very hard for entrepreneurs who have become so close to what they've built. But I believe that if I can have an impact on the people that work here, that I can now start to have an impact on people that work in other companies and help other companies develop employee-centered cultures. And that's, to me, what the Small Giants community is about, is creating a community of leaders who are passionate about what they do and believe that their people are the solution to their success. So my platform long-term is to try to help other companies do business this way and fight for small business as being what really drives the global economy. It is feel good, it is fun, it's all those things, but it's a system. It's a system that's in place. There's a process for everything we do, and I'm the luckiest guy in the world, really, to have this group.
This is good.